All right, so let me pin this comment here. The title for today's video is How to Weed Out Creeps. I did a post on this earlier this week, but I wanted to go into a little bit more detail and share it with you guys on YouTube. I should say the post was on Instagram, and I'm going to share it with my YouTube audience. Welcome. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, this is your very first live stream. Comment the word newbie so I can show you some love. If this is not your first time, even if it's just your second, comment OG. And both of you, let me know what city and state that you are watching from so I can say hello. We are going to be talking about, hey SD, good to see you. We're going to be talking about how to weed out creeps. All right, so get in, get comfortable. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some free game so that you can have an easier go of dating. I don't know why I'm struggling to find the words for that. Dating will be more fun for you, okay? When you have more tools under your belt, it becomes a breeze and you know what to do. And my goal is to help as many women as possible get those tools under her belt, all right? We got Forever Kenny and OG. An OG in North Carolina and Charlotte. Nice. We got Sunshine watching in Phoenix. I'm going to shout out about 3 more if you guys feel like sharing. If you are a newbie, meaning it's your first time watching, or you're an OG, you've seen at least one live stream before, and comment your city and state. When a woman goes through the dating process, there are 3 things that she must get. She must first have self-love. She must first have the basics from the inside out. It doesn't matter how great you look on the outside. If you have not done the work internally, it is going to be apparent when you start to talk to somebody and spend any amount of time with them, okay? All right, we got Tay. Oh, yes, she is an OG from Newport News, Virginia. Very nice. We got a newbie in Brooklyn. Hey, shout out to Brooklyn. And we have Mary in Arkansas. Very nice. All right, so shout it out for 5 ladies there. Thank you so much for joining in. But you want to make sure that you have done the work, because nobody can love you properly if you don't love yourself. The main thing is that you're not going to have a certain level of standards for yourself if you yourself don't love yourself to the level that you should, because you're just going to have an attitude of, I'll take what I can get. And unfortunately, I see a lot of situations where the women are just taking whatever they can get. The next thing that you have to do, and mind you, we haven't even gotten into the 5 tips on how to weed out creeps, but just stick around. I'm just gonna give you this introductory information first. The second thing, which is what I'm gonna be talking about today, has to do with vetting. And vetting is so important. Comment the word vet if you understand that it's very important to be able to vet men, because no man can waste your own time, okay? When you are vetting, you are going to have almost like tripwire, like emotional tripwire, and alarms are going to go off, bells are going to go off, whistles are going to go off, and you're going to go, this is an issue, and I'm going to give you 5 tripwires that you could set, okay? 5 tripwires that you're going to set, you're going to get them today. But going back, see, this is all interconnected. If you don't have that self-love, the tripwire is going to go off, and you're going to be alerted to something problematic, and you're going to go, maybe I just keep going. Maybe I move forward. So the vetting ends up being for nothing because you're not taking action based on that, okay? All right. And so the last thing in the 3-part, which you guys will see that in my Instagram bio description, the 3rd part is, the first one is having self-love, doing that work, right? Having that healthy self-confidence and working on yourself. 2, vetting, which we just talked about. But 3, understanding men. So let's say you love yourself a ton, you've done the work, and then you vet out the guys who are, for example, this one, creeps. You get to 3, you don't know how to inspire commitment. So you gotta know how to make his little emotional toes curl, how to make his hair blow back, how to make him say, oh my God, I'm feeling all the feels. I need this woman. She's mine. I'm marking my territory. Y'all, dudes, step back. She's mine. All right. So you got those 3 things. You are good to go, and you can have fun when you're dating. Okay. So a lot of times, like I said, with women, they will see these signs that this guy is not the one for her, but they will stick around for 4 reasons. Y'all, are you ready? Comment 5 if you're ready for the 5 tripwires I'm going to give you on how to vet for creeps, okay? But a lot of women stick around with men who are no good because they're afraid of being alone. And that's a real thing. It takes a journey, it takes a process to get to that point where you can go, I got attached to this person, I started seeing potential in this person, I got my hopes up, and now I gotta cut them. If you're afraid to be alone, it is going to be extremely hard for you to vet properly, okay? I love the fives coming in, so I hear you guys are paying attention. The second thing is, a lot of women don't cut men out of their life who show the signs because they crave the validation, okay? I was going to tell a story, but I just remembered that some people in my circle know me. Know my content. So I think I'm being a little bit more vague. But let's just say there could be an entire tribe of women going, there was a tripwire that was crossed, but if the woman doesn't have her own self-esteem, she is going to continue to either pursue that, which is even worse in her masculine, or allow the guy to continue to be in her life, okay? And so what is the other one? Having a scarcity mindset. So maybe this woman loves herself and she's not necessarily scared to be alone, but she's clinging onto this one for dear life because she doesn't think that there's another one out there. So it's like, is this all there is? There's this scarcity mindset. That's another reason for clinging on. And then the last one would be if a woman thinks that the guy who is the good guy, good guy, not the ones we talk about, the good guy with air quotation marks, but an actual decent catch, they feel like he's out of their league. And so it's either that, like I said, they don't know how to inspire a man to commit. So it's like, I'm not getting picked by these guys that are, that I feel would be the type of guys that are legit and worth my time. Or they don't want to do the personal work to level up, okay? And we talk about this in my program, how to level up, how to be your own personal 10. Not everybody's going to be what someone considers a baddie, so to speak, or a model material, but you absolutely can get picked up. If you look at pages like Black Love and what is the other one? There's a bunch of the trending pages, right, that just shows all these posts with people getting engaged and stuff. There are larger women, smaller women, taller women, shorter women with great skin, not so great skin, long hair, short hair. Women are getting snatched up. So it's not that just, the quote unquote 10s are getting picked. It's the women who can make a man feel all the feels. All right, so enough of an intro. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. Let's go. 5 ways that you can weed out creeps. What I mean by creeps is a playful word, but I mean a man who is putting you in one of 2 categories. 2 categories when a man sees you and he's scanning, he goes, I either want to get her in bed, bring her to bed, or I want to bring her to mama, potentially, okay? Meaning, 1, this is a smash and dash situation. That just looks like something that would be fun in bed for entertainment purposes only. All of these little catchphrases. He does not care what your name is. He doesn't care what your favorite ice cream flavor is. He doesn't care what your plans are next year. He just wants to get in them guts, as the kids say, okay? Am I allowed to use the vernacular? He wants to clap cheeks. He wants to knock booties if you want to go back to knock boots if you want to go back to the 90s. He's not trying to get to know you, okay? But the second category is a guy who goes, okay, I find her attractive. Obviously, you have to be attracted. But I want to get to know her. I want to know what makes her tick. I want to find out about her world. I want to know what she's like as a person. And of course, that's what we're going for. So a creep is a guy who is just there to get some action. All right? Are we all clear on the right? Creep. Let's say creep. Right? Creep, if you understand what I mean in this context by the word creep. Okay? That's what we're talking about. All right. So 5 signs on what to look for. Number 1, inappropriate jokes. So there's always that person who will come in and take it to the extreme, be like, oh my God, I can't joke. No. I said inappropriate jokes. So if I don't know you, you don't know me, sir, you should not be making jokes with sexual innuendos. Now, if anyone who knows me, knows that I love an innuendo. I have the worst humor, okay? Super inappropriate, and I think it's funny. I'm like a 7-year-old boy. But I'm not going to do that when I first meet somebody, okay? I'm going to feel the room, whatever. Now, in a dating situation, that absolutely sends the sign that he does not have respect for you, because when a man is actually trying to get to know you, he is going to be very careful he doesn't trip any wires. He knows what kind of a response he's going to get if you come at a woman in a very forward way, okay? And so a lot of times a man is going to err on the side of caution because he doesn't want to ruin his opportunity to meet someone if he's just being playful and he doesn't mean anything by it. So, number one, inappropriate jokes, i.e., sexual innuendos and things of a sexual nature, okay? That's number one. Number two, by the way, I got my notes over here, you guys, so that's why I keep looking over here. Number two, he is super focused on the physical. Now, I'm not one of those people who are like, it's all about personality. Personality is what locks you in. Looks are what gets you in the door. So we cannot act like one is more important than the other. They have to go hand in hand. However, there is a difference between someone saying, oh my goodness, you are gorgeous. You are stunning. Wow, you took my breath away. That's sweet. That's a compliment. That's kind. It's another one when he says, that blank ASS, looks good. Ooh, that thing looks juicy. Ooh, that's sitting up there, right? When he is objectifying you and making comments and salivating and implying that he can't wait to see what you're like, horizontally, totally different. If a man comes at you like that out the gate, and he shouldn't even be doing that at the beginning at all, but if he comes out the gate, I'm talking first, second, third conversation, you need to immediately say, creep. This is not someone looking to get to know me. And there are people who are going to say, well, I know someone, like I said, his cousins, roommates, sisters, uncles, postal carriers, whatever, had this situation and it worked out. We don't do outliers. We don't do the anomalies. We stick with the main thing. So if a guy is being that reckless, you could put him on the list of don't take him seriously, okay, and cut him off. Number three, you guys picking up what I'm putting down here? Number three, things to look for, the little tripwire that should set off all the alarms and bells and whistles when you're getting to know a guy. Number three is sexual pet names, okay? This is something like, hey, sexy. Hey, how you doing? That type of jargon, that type of language, or, instead of referring to you as your name, he'll say, oh, I miss that fine ASS, or I can't think because I'm not a creep. You guys know the type of wording, okay? But when he's referring to you as your body parts, but he's giving you nicknames, real quick to be with the baby, babes, and all that stuff. And again, use your intuition. But a man who is overt like that, what he is trying to do is fill you out. And if he says something highly inappropriate and you're like, he's going, oh, she's not shutting it down. She might be with it. As the kids say, DTF. So do not be afraid of coming across like a prude or anything like that. If you don't like it, shut it down, okay? So the reason why I said use discernment, she said, what about the term baby? The reason why I said use discernment is because it's a fine line. However, you are not in there like swimwear to be calling someone any kind of pet names, but especially not sexual. So the sexual pet names, absolutely, okay? But baby, I would kind of side eye go, he's trying to rush the process. The next thing, number 4 out of the 5 things on how to weed out creeps, okay, because you're the only one who could waste your time. If he gives you the sign, it's time to move on, is a forward invitation. I have literally been on a dating app, when I was on the apps, and swiped right on somebody, we ended up being a match or whatever. And the literal first thing he wrote was, you should come over tonight. It was like, bruh, say that you just want a booty call without saying you want a booty call. It was crazy. So if a man starts to, out the gate, invite you to his house, him come to your house, or worse, go to a hotel, something like that, run for the hills. Okay, because you're not trying to get to know somebody when you're in someone's house. And 2, danger. Hello, stranger danger. You don't know this person. even if it's a friend of a friend, there are a lot of men who, you know, will attempt or are successful at date RAPE. And you don't need to put yourself in that position. Not to mention have your time wasted, but you could be absolutely physically violated. So if he even suggests that, he's telling you what time he's on, okay? And last but not least, number 5 is that he's not trying to ask you any sort of, I don't want to say vetting questions, but they're vetting. Like a guy who's genuinely trying to get to know a woman, he's vetting too. Okay? He has his standards too. He has a litmus test to see if you pass. If he's not asking you any kind of questions and he's just trying to push for an in-person meetup, put a little note in your notebook. All right? Put a little note in your notebook. And the rule of thumb is if all of the things are going off, if all of the alarms are going off, kind of walk like a duck, quacks like a duck. But if you have one thing, maybe you use your discernment. But again, with this, you could have nothing in common. You could be completely on different pages. And so why would he want to push for an in-person meeting, especially if he's going to have to spend money? Why would he want to push for an in-person meeting and have no clue whether or not both of you want kids, whether or not, you know, you're of the same faith or whatever his major things are. So he's not trying to get to know you at any level. He's not having any kind of a conversation. And here's a little bit of a disclaimer. For the guys who might say, yeah, but there are catfish and all that, that's what FaceTime is for. That is what a video chats are for. You can absolutely confirm she looks like what she looks like, but that is a red flag for sure, at least an orange one, if he has not in any way, shape, or form attempted to get to know you beyond what is either listed on the dating app or, you know, if he just met you in passing. That's a little bit odd that he's not trying to talk to you at all, engage who you are. I have had men try to push for an in-person meeting and they were like, oh, I'm better in person. And I mean, that might be true for them, but my time is valuable. And I am not trying to go sit down and talk to you in person if I could have had a 5-minute phone call and discern that we are not compatible. Okay? So what I want you to remember is when you see these things, this is a shut it down situation. This man is talking about your derriere. This man is talking about your jugs. This man is talking, I'm trying to find words at Instagram, we're not gonna flag. If he is doing all of these types of things that I'm talking about, making inappropriate comments and being too forward, this is not your opportunity to say, sir, that's inappropriate. I am displeased with what you have done and you have, no. Save your speech. These men who are just trying to get laid do not give a crap about your little speeches. They are not going to sit back and go, gosh, Judy showed me the error of my ways. Let me reform myself. They are going to go, okay, next one. Or if you are not careful, you'll give him just enough information to where he will know how to finesse. If he's really good, I use that, you know, tongue in cheek. If he's really good at what he's doing, you've now given him information as like a salesperson to fine tune his pitch and try to get in there. Do not think that this guy is going to go from just trying to get in your pants to suddenly wanting to treat you like a lady and get to know you and court you. Okay, it's not happening. So the reason I say you are the only one who will waste your time is once he shows you what time he is on, dip out. If you don't dip out, if you don't shut it down immediately, you are to blame. And I don't feel sorry for women who stick around. I get hit up all the time for dating questions, and you guys see me post a lot of them. And, you know, I'll get clients ask me for advice. And there are a lot of times where there are so many red flags, and you could tell the person, you know, feels like they are a victim. Oh my God, look at what happened. But the reality is, sis, he showed you all this stuff. And especially at our big age, we should know certain red flags. And this is not with judgment. This is to say we need to take accountability. We need to take accountability because I do believe that certain little things go off in our spirit. I believe it's a God-given thing. Certain things should trigger us to go, this isn't appropriate. This is not okay for someone who just met me. But again, going back to the things that I mentioned before, being afraid to be alone or craving validation. You know, he was inappropriate, but at least someone's giving me attention. Having a scarcity mindset. Well, if I get rid of him, I mean, when's the next guy that I'm going to meet? Okay? So it's very important, ladies. If you follow my page, I like to jokingly say, invest in a pack of BGPs, okay? You gotta have your big girl panties, because I'm gonna tell you the things that you need to do. You are not going to, on my page, get the pandering, girl, you're just everything. And if you're single, it's because men are intimidated and they scared and you just threaten that. No, there are a lot of us who have work to do. And I say us intentionally, because even though I have come so far, I still have work to do. I think as long as we're living, we have work to do. We could be growing and healing and developing. So shut that thing down, all right? Comment shut it down if you're still paying attention, you're not distracted. Shut it down and don't feel bad. Don't question yourself. When I was younger, I'd be like, well, maybe he didn't get a copy of the rules and maybe he's really going to regret that I just shut down and I just disconnected. And that man knows what he's doing. Okay? And if any man watching this wants to just be honest, y'all know what you're doing when you're inappropriate, right? Let them know. Say, we know. Tell them we know. If y'all just trying to get at the cheeks, okay, you're more interested in her cakes, you know. So there's no confusion. There's no, I would, no. Move on. He's showing what type of time he's on. All right, ladies, how many of you feel like you have the tools that you need to be successful in dating? If you've learned something, put your little hand up, put a little hand emoji. If you learned something tonight, if you feel like you got a little extra tool in your tool belt, because that's what I'm here for, put your little emoji hand up. I'd like to see if anyone was able to glean some information from tonight with the five tips on weeding out creeps. Do not let someone, or I should say, do not say that a man wasted your time. We waste our own time. And he said maybe not. She might want that also. Hey, so if you feel that you do not have all the tools that you need in your toolbox, I created an entire program where I will walk you through what you need to know so that you can be so confident when you go out in the dating streets. I remember the very beginning of my dating journey, I was so nervous. I was so concerned if the guy's gonna like me or not. And I want to say the right things and do the right things. And I'd be so stressed out after the date. Is he gonna call me? Till the point where I was, once I got snatched back off the market. For those of you who know my story, I went back out into the world after a divorce. And after that point, man, you couldn't tell me nothing. I knew what to look for. It was like a video game. Choom, choom, choom. I could tell within 5 minutes if this person was worth my time. And then after that, if they passed the 5-minute test, then, we'd see if we had enough in common, and then you just move forward. And it became fun. It became an awesome process. And of course, when I met my guy, I knew almost instantaneously that this was going to be the guy. So if you want to get to join me tonight, I'm doing a free presentation, free 99. It is a free presentation. If you want to get the Zoom link, all you have to do is go to the link in my story today, fill out that information, and I'm doing a presentation on my newest program that's called the Dating Manual. And the Dating Manual is something where I am extremely hands-on. If you like my content, y'all be sliding my DMs talking about, I love your page. I'm so glad I found your content. Child, that's not even the tip of the iceberg. It is not even the tip of the iceberg, okay? This is a little free stuff I put on Instagram. If you want to really get in the trenches, roll up your sleeves, and understand what you need to know to be able to come out and secure a man, go ahead. Like I said, go to the link in my story, click that, and register for tonight. The presentation starts at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So if you are Eastern, that's 8 p.m. for you, okay? So 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and then Pacific Standard, you're 2 hours sooner. Is that sooner or later? Well, technically 5 p.m. Okay, it's 5 o'clock for you on the West Coast. West Side? Okay, Cali girl here. But we're going to be starting at 7 o'clock Central. So grab that, click that link in my story. Click on that, put in your information, and I will be emailing you the Zoom link. We will be doing the Zoom presentation, and you can find out about my program, the Dating Manual, and if it's a good fit for you, child, you are going to be set in 2024. I'm going to leave with this last little story. So I have a client. She's actually part of my December group. I took a group of 20 women for my my group for the Dating Manual. And she also signed up for one-on-one coaching, which you don't have to do both, of course. She said, what day is it on? It's actually tonight. It's tonight, so it's in 40 minutes. And so she ends up signing for one-on-one coaching. And so at the very beginning, we set up her dating profile. I showed her what to omit, what to add, what to tweak. And she immediately had a guy pop up and was on her. Great guy. It's been weeks so far. Everything has been going smoothly. But it has been really cool for her because she has been able to get that one-on-one instruction on how to secure the guy. And the ladies who are in the group, each week they get access to me and they're able to ask the questions in real time as they're going through things. And they're seeing a lot of their missteps in the past and going, ooh, that's where I went wrong. You're telling me to go right here. In the past, I went left here. So they have been loving it. I've been getting their testimonials, and little by little, I've been posting them. If you guys scroll, you'll see some of their testimonials. But we have been having a great time. But y'all have 40 minutes, technically 41, 40 minutes to grab that link. I'm going to shut down this live because I don't think you can click the link in my story while I'm still on here. Grab that. And if you missed the beginning of this video and you want to watch it from the top, 5 signs to weed out creeps, men who are just looking to get you in bed, I'll be posting it on YouTube. So just give me a few minutes to get it uploaded over there. And I will see you guys tonight. Take care.